So a little case study, a little example from the real world from a year or two ago, year and a half ago or so. So here's the story. I was consulting to this little company called Hive. See the name there? It stands for How You View Entertainment. And I was hired to do sales development for them, to use my contacts to, because I've done a lot of media sales to sell a certain property they had to advertisers. It was a new property. And then to cold call, likely prospects for this particular property. I was not hired as a marketing consultant, but nevertheless, I told them that their brand name was terrible because I didn't quite say it in those words, but I said, they couldn't get the URL for Hive, H-Y-V-E, hive.com. There are like thousands of companies spelled H-I-V-E, H-Y-V-E, whatever other variation on the spelling they could come up with. It just was not ownable as a URL or as a company name or brand name. So unfortunately, the management of the company didn't quite get that. But anyway, back to my story. Senior management there had contacts within the hospitality market, meaning the hotel business. And so they went to Choice Hotel Group and began working with Choice Hotel Group to introduce ads into different communications vehicles that Choice Hotels already had with their customers. And so that's the basic concept. So I'm really selling Choice Hotels communications to customers. Would you like to put an ad in that? And this is a little bit of information about Choice Hotels. Here are their brand names. I mean, there's no hotel called, here's the Choice Hotel. They have Comfort Inn, you can see here, Comfort Suite, Sleep Inn, Clarion, Econo Lodge, 505,000 rooms, 6,300 hotels. They had some international, but pretty much everything was in the U.S. And, this gives the major hotel brands here in this kind of Excel chart that got transplanted. Hilton, Wyndham, Marriott, Choice. Choice is whatever the fifth largest in terms of rooms and everything, hotels, et cetera, et cetera. And this particular company, Hive, this is a part of a client presentation or a deck that they would give clients that they were speaking to. They're trying to show these particular clients that Choice Hotels is just the beginning. They're also in discussion with some other hotel chains about doing similar deals. Now, the deal or the media property, I should say, that we are going to talk about for the video is the Wi-Fi login page for each Choice Hotel. So just remember back to checking into a hotel, any hotel, and how you're probably pretty tired, you've traveled, you've driven, you've been on an airplane, but you've somehow gotten to your hotel. Maybe it's for business, maybe it's for some kind of pleasure trip. It's not business. Choice hotels tend to be pretty cheap, so chances are you're paying for it yourself one way or another, as opposed to putting it on a corporate expense account. And you log in. One of the things you want to do pretty early on, right, is to log into the Wi-Fi that that hotel provides for free. So you're not having to pay any kind of charges or roaming charges. You have faster internet than you might have with whatever your network is. And you're doing it with a laptop, or even more likely these days, you're just doing it with your mobile phone, logging into the Wi-Fi network. Right, there's always a password, and it's a little frustrating. You go to this thing, you type in your password, and once you do that, you go to this Wi-Fi hotel landing page, which basically says, hey, you're at the Choice Hotel, you're at the Econo Lodge, in Akron, Ohio, and no, we don't have any room service, and yes, they're pay-per-view movies, and, whatever they want to tell you on that landing page. So Choice Hotels and Hive wanted to see if they could get advertisers to run banners on the landing page, and even have one advertiser run a video on the landing page. Now, if you're remembering, what it's like to check into a hotel, you probably didn't spend a lot of time on the hotel Wi-Fi landing page. You probably clicked off it absolutely as fast as you could, and you were annoyed by having to go through that extra step to get to your email or your social stuff or whatever the heck you need to get to. Yeah. So there's kind of a consumer behavior issue to deal with on this, in that the landing page is just a stepping stone to the content that you want. Nevertheless, we were going to try to, basically the strategy was to try to provide some value to the guest on the landing page, content and advertisers that they would find relevant and useful to checking into a hotel in a strange city, like Grubhub or Slice.com. Slice.com is a company that gets independent pizza parlors to sign up for their service. It's basically a Grubhub, but just for local independent pizza parlors. And so that's dinner. Now, how about what the hell you're going to do sitting in your hotel room? And this is where we thought entertainment would be a good category to see if, we could let people checking into the hotel know that, there's some special deals on some great entertainment you can watch tonight. It won't cost you anything. Okay. So here are some examples. These are the banner ads that Hive wanted to sell, right? And these are just examples. They never sold these ads. But that's an example of what the Wi-Fi landing page looks like. Comfort Inn, Arlington, Virginia. Welcome. Hotel details. Oh, yes, let's just click around on that for half an hour. But by the way, the Choice Hotels don't have any in-room dining. And they don't have restaurants. They give kind of cheap breakfast buffets with, crappy doughy bagels and green bananas and bad coffee to everybody and some crappy cereal. But they don't have any other food in the hotel. So food is definitely relevant. So that's what we were selling. I had contacts at a very high level at Hulu, and I still do. Very nice guy and smart guy named Peter Naylor runs all U.S. sales, media sales for Hulu. And I reached out to him with an email, and he very nicely forwarded, that's called cold calling, B2B cold calling, folks. He forwarded my email to the person at Hulu who is in charge of new customers, new subscriber acquisition. And this is what Hulu ran. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to run it, and then run it with sound. Not that it makes a difference. But I don't think it even matters if you see the sound, because it's all just visual. It's a 15-second video. Start your free trial. Okay. This is the ad they created. All right, so you saw the ad. Let's see if we can go backwards, if they're going to let me do that, if the machine's going to let me do that. Probably not. Hang on here, folks. I want to run it again if I can. Okay, so that's the video they ran, 15 seconds. So it's called interstitial video. So as soon as the landing page starts, before it starts to download, the video downloads and plays automatically. Now I want you to notice a few things. 15 seconds. There's no timer on the ad, so you know how long you're watching it. And there's no chance to click off it after 2 or 3 or 4 seconds, by the way. It's just 15 seconds and it runs. But if you click on it, you actually will go to the Hulu trial sign-up page. You won't stop it. So anyway, okay. And then in addition to the 15-second video, Hulu ran this banner ad. It's called a tile ad because it sort of fits next to some other ads that are just the same size, and those are called tile ads. In this one, they try to spell out the offer that you can start a free trial for 30 days. Why not start in the hotel here tonight so you can watch some interesting stuff? That's the creative program they ran. Now, this is the report that Hive pulled for Choice Hotels, and it's called a DFP report, which stands for Double Click for Publishers. And you can kind of see what happens with impressions. It's on an SAS platform, statistical analysis system, which is pretty important software for people in database marketing. And this is the report that was run. They were running Grubhub. You see Hulu on the left there. It's for one day, October 1st, 2018. It mentions the creative. That's the line item. It says when it's the creative started, and it said how long it was going to run. And right now there was no end date put in for it. Now the deal that we did with them was not based on CPM. It was not based on impressions. Hulu refused to do that deal. Most advertisers, particularly when they're trying something new, won't pay for impressions. They want to pay for clicks or pay for some kind of action. And you can't blame them. They're trying to reduce their risks. So they were going to pay us, I think it was $5 for every trial subscription anyone signed up for it. Whether the person actually ended up being a long-term subscriber after the free month, but any free month signer-upper, we got $5. That was the deal. It was their standard deal. Now I want you to look here. You'll see that on that date, we delivered 28,895 impressions, 34 clicks to the Hulu server, and we don't know about signups. The only one who's going to know about the signups is not going to be us. It's going to be Hulu because they went to the Hulu site. This is the type of report that can be run automatically when you run creative on different sites, if you set it up correctly. Now this one, oh my lord, you're never going to read this. It was on a big slide in a room, you could read it, but this is, do something with this. Let me just see here, guys. Okay, hang on, let me look here. Can I make this bigger? Let's see if I can do this. Can I make it bigger? Will you go bigger? Let's see. Let's just see if I can highlight the whole thing. Not a big chunk of it. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, they're paying $7. There you go. CPA, cost per acquisition, cost per sale. What you see is from Hulu's end, this is how many people signed up on different dates. It's 28,000 impressions or so per day. 0 free trials. They got, I think, just a handful of trials from this thing. It just didn't work. Why? Lots of impressions. And we tracked clicks. That people actually clicked the ad, but nobody bought anything because they didn't want to watch the bloody ad, number one. Number two, the offer was just barely even noticeable in the video ad. It was a very bad video ad. It was not a direct response ad that said why to watch Hulu and with a strong offer. Interestingly, the guy we were working with at Hulu was very junior, unfortunately. And he had to get permission from all the partners, from Disney and ABC, whoever else owned Hulu, for every ad he ran. And they didn't want to do anything. And so, terrible creative. And this shows you the risk, by the way, of when the media company takes an ad and sells it on a per-click basis or per subscription basis. and the offer and the ad are terrible, you take the risk. And we